Some of you are probably wondering, why are we taking all these pictures? Well, one of the reasons is because we're trying to create an album of pictures for students and teachers to use for presentations. And so I want to give you some idea of what that looks like by using Keynote on your iPad. So I'm going to open a presentation here. And this will show you kind of what presentations look like. Typically, this is a template from Keynote. I've inserted a picture here into the picture area, and I can certainly mask that if I need to. And I've put some text here. And this is what a lot of people do with presentations. This is the old bullet point PowerPoint way of doing presentations. Every slide is filled with text. The text is highlighted by bullets. People read every single word from the screen, just like I'm doing now. Your eyes wind up looking at the whiteboard and not your audience. And yes, the typo is in there on purpose. If you're going to read every word, you might as well print it out and let your audience read it for themselves. But there is a better way to do presentations. And so I'm going to show you a couple of things that you can do here. This tutorial is going to be a little longer than most we do, but I want you to see kind of where we're going. This is the typical template that's used in Keynote. It looks very much like something in PowerPoint. You put a title, you put some bullet points, you put a picture on the slide, and everything looks the same. I want to show you a couple of ways to make things look different and unique by you using your pictures or the pictures that are uploaded to Edmodo. So we're going to go to this slide, and I'm going to go out here and I'm going to choose a picture from my camera roll. And I think for this one, we're going to choose this picture right here. And, you know, typically what we would do is we would say, okay, I'm going to pull this picture down. I'm going to put it over here. I'm going to put some text to the left. What I want you to do instead is just bring this picture all the way over to the right and fill up the screen, because we don't want to put a lot of text. You know, what we want to do is we want to put just a few words, no more than 10 words on a slide, no more than 10 words. And so if let's say that this particular image is too big, you know, one thing I could do is I could slide it off the screen a little bit, but that's not going to work. So the other thing that I can do is I can come in here and put in a shape, and I'm going to look at, let's put this shape in, and we're going to pull this shape up, and we're going to cut off part of the screen. And so now I have an area here where I can put text on the screen if I want to, and I'm going to change this fill just a little bit so that I'm back to my white background if that's what I want to do. And I've cut off this part of the picture just by laying something over it. Now I can put every single slide that looks like this. I can just put a few words of text over here and keep that same image throughout if that's what I want to do, to kind of make it a theme. Another way to do this is to insert a picture. Let's go back again and let's insert something like this picture. And I'm going to pull that up to do the entire screen. And if I put text on top of this, you'll never see it. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come in and I'm going to put this shape in. And I'm going to pull it up here again. And I'm going to cover the entire picture up. And I'm going to tell it that I would like to make that. That's not what I want to do. Let's try that again. Let's put in the shape here. As you can see, doing things on the fly sometimes work, sometimes don't, especially when you're in a hurry. So let's go here and let's go back to select this as a, let's make it kind of an off-white background. That will work. And for effects, I'm going to make this sort of opaque. So I can make it where I can barely see the image behind me. And now I can put text. I can put text over, let's put it that way, over the image, and let's type a couple of things here. This is the text. And I can sort of, make that however I want to make it. Let's highlight all of that. Let's go to Style. Oop, not what I want to do. Let's go back up here and go to Style Options. And let's make this sort of a different kind of text. But as you can see, I can put the text over. And I can make that text bigger or smaller, whatever I want to do. But I've put a fill over the picture and put an opaque frame over it so that I can put text on top of it and the text will still show up. I've got the image underneath. Another way to do this, let's just add one more slide here. Sort of the same kind of thing. If I go back to my camera roll, this week our theme for images is textures. And so here's one that we did that's sort of a texture, and I'm going to just make that all the way over. And again, it's one of those things where, it's a nice sort of colorful feel to it, but I need to do something to be able to put text over the top of it. And so we're going to go back to shapes, and I'm going to say I'm going to put this shape right here. And again, we will come in here and we will make that sort of opaque. And then I can come in and I can add text. And I can add the text here and put in my 10 words over this. And again, I'm looking for visuals. I want images that draw the eye to the screen. I want very few words. Now, this has been a really quick tutorial of kind of what we're doing, but I wanted you to see the purpose behind the images that we're taking. I would love to see many more pictures added to the Edmodo group as you begin to look at different things that you can do to take pictures. So this week's theme is texture. That could be fabric texture, wall texture, floor texture, whatever you want to interpret that with, something really up close, something far away, but textures. And we'll put a few images in the Edmodo folder to kind of show you what that looks like as well, give you some ideas. So without any further ado, let's go back and look. When we go to play this presentation, you can see that I have certain views on the screen here, what it would look like in a presentation for your class. And hopefully you will be able to do some really nice work with this yourself in creating some really visual keynotes for the presentations that you do for class.